Covered.
Covered by the blood of Jesus.
I'm a PK. Preacher's kid.
And that's a good segue to really, to tie in kind of like what my topic is. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it because it kind of falls into what you were just talking about, Lisa. And I just want to share. I had this conversation all the time, actually, and I just had it recently, because I'm not a believer, I'm not a believer, period, and I get in these conversations. A lot of times it's about religion, but this is not just about religion. But into the conversation when I'm talking to somebody and I tell them I don't believe this, I don't believe that, and their response is always, "Well, what do you believe?" Like I'm missing out on, and I'm like, "Well, you gotta believe in something." That's what they say. You gotta believe in something, and it dawned on me like, why is that so important? Why is that so important to people? And black people in general, but I've had this conversation with white people. I had this conversation with a lot of different people. And it's like, why? You gotta believe in something. Like, you know what I mean? And then you say, well, do you, believe in yourself? But I don't even consider that belief. Because belief, you believe when you have the absence of facts. Like, if I don't know something, if you have a spouse, and you believe that they're being faithful, you don't know because you're not with them all day long. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're doing or whatever. You're not there, so you believe because you don't know. But when you say, do I believe in myself? Well, I know what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? I know what I'm about, so it's not necessarily a belief. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. So it's not do I believe I can do it? I know I can. It's not a belief. So it's like, why is belief? Even when we talk about, I was talking to Captain, we was talking about aliens. And it was like, do you believe in aliens? I was like, well, I acknowledge that aliens can exist. It's more, it's based on reason. I think when you believe, you paint yourself into a box. And you don't allow yourself new information. Like if you caught on a belief and then you get information that contradicts what you believe, what we do is we dismiss it because we believe something else already. Like when you get in the aspect of, well, such and such said, such and such raped her, or such and such raped me, or such and such raped. And then people say, well, I don't believe you. Well, why? You know what I mean? Well, I just don't believe them. Like, you didn't hear no evidence, no facts. And people jump on a belief, and then no matter what what you show them, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. And I think it's a handicap, man. I think it's a handicap when you're stuck in a belief and then it doesn't allow you to move outside of that. And one thing, I talk about being open-minded and being like water, being able to flow, like having understanding instead of judgment. I think belief causes judgment. When you believe something, it's like when religious people believe that God says this is wrong. And so no matter, it's 2020, you know what I'm saying? Like things that was frowned upon, things change. Things different, like it's a different culture now. And people, they stay stuck on this belief, well, God said this is wrong. So, you're an abomination. Well, if that's the case, let God deal with it. You know what I mean? But people get on this high horse because they believe something is right, or they believe something wrong. And I feel like that belief doesn't allow you any room for growth. You know what I mean? When you stuck in a belief system, where you and again, belief means you have no information to support it, so you have to believe. You know what I mean? You have to put energy because you don't know. And me personally, I like to know. I like to have information. If I'm going to move on something, I like to know. We just talked about the stocks and bonds. I'm not just going to believe and say, take my, I want to know. I want to know this. I want to know that. I want to have the information. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to step out there on false faith. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of like the aspect I kind of want to deal with. It's just interesting to me, basically, why is belief so important? Why do I have to believe in something? Why do I have to, believe? I acknowledge that like when something happens, like it be somebody that done something, right? Like, I can't believe they did that. I can. You know what I mean? We don't know nobody. Yeah. There are certain people that I have like I say, faith without work is dead. There's certain people that I have history with that I've known a long time background with. So if you tell me they did something, no, I'm not going to believe you because I have evidence supporting the other way. At the same time, I don't put nothing past nobody.
Say that.
You know what I mean? And so I think, that's what I say, I think belief stunts our growth. And, you know, I would like to encourage people like to step out of that thought process, you know what I mean? To be more open-minded and to be more acknowledgeable that, you know, I don't shut down nothing. Like, if you tell me something happened, you know, I'm going to think about it, like, okay, yeah, it's possible. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm not going to hold myself to a belief system that's not mine. Or that's, you know, or for whatever reason without the information and the knowledge. What's up, Serena? The full disclosure show. What you think? What you think, Miss Lisa?
Wait, before you go on, Trezana said, believing in something gives some hope, I guess. Patrick Rubber Boy Cole said, just believing is childish. You ignore proven facts.
Yeah. 100.
I definitely agree with what you were saying, how belief stunts your growth. Because I feel like once you believe in something, that you now have become to the point where you become closed-minded. I had a conversation, I don't know if you saw it earlier, where I was having a conversation with somebody and they shared a video, and the video was religious-based, and I made a comment on the video, and the person sent me some information about a book that he wanted me to read because that's what made him believe in what he believed, or that was a piece of what made him believe in what he believed. But I was already aware of the book. I haven't got a chance to read the book, but it was a book that I actually had wanted to read. So I said, you know, hey, I heard about that book. That's a book I want to read. And then I sent him a book that was a piece that made me to believe what I believe. So I shared it to him, and he scoffed at the idea of reading this book that I shared with him. I wouldn't even bother. So I'm like, okay, you're a very closed-minded person. You know what I'm saying? So there's not even no need for me to have a conversation with you any further because your mind is already shut down and you already know everything. So when you think like that, yeah, you do stunt your growth. Anytime that you feel like you already know everything, and when a person gives you a piece of information, then and you reject it, then you're stunting your growth and you can't grow. So you're just gonna stay stagnant, and you're somebody who I wouldn't let in my circle. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that believing in something and you've done no research on it, no real research, everybody on the religious aspect, when people say they do research, a lot of people have done the same research that most people have done. So everybody has the same knowledge.
They're looking for affirmation.
But it's not even, you know what I'm saying? You haven't even went outside of what you already know. So how can I study Z, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? But I keep staring at A and B, if that makes sense.
Well, it's like, they're looking, does Z exist? So they already believe that Z exists. So everything that they look at, they want affirmation.
So everything they find is going to be, you know what I'm saying, to what they believe in. So I just think that, yes, belief do stunt your growth. And I was trying to share it, but I tell you, technology with me today hasn't been the best. But the definition of the word belief is considered to be true or honest, to accept the word or evidence that you believe. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically just saying that somebody just told you something and you just took it for face value.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do no research on it. You didn't see what facts or how that person came up about whatever information they're giving you, and you just said, okay. You're already closed-minded if somebody can just tell you something and you just take it for face value. I think most of us believe that what we believe is right and there's no other way that it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that comes from your ego. I think that it comes from you being scared. You know what I'm saying? To learn something new. Once you learn something new and it don't align with what you already knew, then you're gonna be suffering cognitive dissonance. So